Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a mysterious and emotional story filled with love, jealousy, fear, and supernatural twists. The story of Bhootni Bani Sautan, Chandrika's love story. This tale is a unique blend of romance and horror, where a woman's heart turns restless even after death, and love takes on a hauntingly magical form. So, sit tight and get ready for a journey that connects two worlds, one of the living and one of the spirits. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by dense forests and old temples, lived a beautiful young woman named Chandrika. She was kind, innocent, and full of dreams. Everyone in the village admired her simplicity, and her laughter was said to bring life to even the dullest day. Among all those who adored her, there was one young man named Raghav. He was honest, hardworking, and deeply in love with Chandrika. Their love grew silently but strongly, and soon the entire village came to know that they were destined to be together. But as fate would have it, destiny had a cruel twist waiting for them. A rich landlord's daughter named Kamini also fell in love with Raghav. She was beautiful but proud and possessive by nature. When she learned that Raghav's heart already belonged to Chandrika, her jealousy turned into rage. She could not accept defeat, and her wounded pride pushed her towards something dark and dangerous. Kamini secretly visited an old sorceress who lived at the edge of the forest. The sorceress was known for her black magic and for making impossible things happen. Kamini begged her for help, promising anything in return if she could separate Raghav and Chandrika. The sorceress warned Kamini that such magic always comes with a price, but Kamini's obsession blinded her completely. That very night, under the light of the full moon, the sorceress performed a ritual. The winds grew wild, dogs howled in the distance, and shadows danced around the forest. Kamini whispered Chandrika's name again and again, offering her bangles into the burning fire. From that night onward, Chandrika's life began to change in terrifying ways. She started seeing strange dreams, dark shadows standing near her window, her reflection smiling back at her even when she wasn't. At first she thought it was all her imagination, but soon the fear became real. Doors creaked open by themselves, lamps blew out without wind, and eerie laughter echoed through her house at midnight. Raghav noticed the change in her and tried to protect her, but the evil energy was too strong. One evening Chandrika went missing. The villagers searched everywhere, the temple, the forest, the riverside, but there was no sign of her. Days turned into weeks, and the hope of finding her alive began to fade. Raghav was heartbroken, wandering like a living ghost himself. He would sit by the old banyan tree where they once met and whisper her name, hoping she would return. Then one stormy night he heard her voice, soft, trembling, and distant. Raghav. He turned around and saw her standing in the mist, dressed in the same red sari she wore the day she disappeared. Overjoyed, he ran toward her, but as he got closer, a cold wind hit him. Chandrika's eyes were not the same, they glowed faintly, and her feet didn't touch the ground. Raghav froze in shock. He realized his beloved Chandrika had returned, but not as a human. She was now a spirit, a Bhootni. Raghav's fear turned into sadness. Chandrika wept and told him everything. She had been cursed by Kamini's dark spell. Her soul was trapped between the world of the living and the dead. She could not find peace, nor could she leave the one she loved. Raghav promised he would set her free, no matter what it took. But Kamini, now Raghav's wife by force, discovered that Chandrika's spirit was still around. Her jealousy flared once again, and she tried to get rid of Chandrika's spirit forever. Every night, strange events took place in their house. Mirrors cracked without reason, shadows moved across walls, and whispers filled the air. Kamini began to lose her mind. The more she tried to fight Chandrika's spirit, the more terrified she became. It seemed Chandrika was everywhere, watching her, haunting her, punishing her for her sins. But the truth was, Chandrika didn't want revenge. She only wanted her love back and peace for her restless soul. Raghav understood this. He sought help from a wise priest who told him the only way to free Chandrika's spirit was to undo the curse through pure love and forgiveness. He must confront Kamini and make her confess her wrongdoing. Only then could the spell be broken. One evening, under the same banyan tree where it all began, Rag have called both spirits, the living Kamini and the ghostly Chandrika. The air grew still, and a faint light shimmered around them. Chandrika appeared, her form glowing softly in the moonlight. Kamini trembled, realizing the pain she had caused. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she fell to her knees, begging for forgiveness. At that moment, Chandrika's spirit smiled gently. She told Kamini that love cannot be stolen by force and hate only brings destruction. With her last words, she blessed Raghav and Kamini, asking them to live with compassion, not jealousy. A gust of wind blew through the trees, and Chandrika's spirit slowly faded into the night sky. The curse was lifted. From that day, peace returned to the village. Kamini changed completely, her pride vanished, replaced by guilt and gratitude. She took care of the temple built in Chandrika's memory, lighting a lamp every evening. Raghav often visited the temple too, sitting quietly and feeling Chandrika's presence in the rustle of the leaves and the fragrance of jasmine flowers. Though her body was gone, her spirit lived on not as a haunting ghost, but as a guardian of love. The villagers began to tell Chandrika's story as a reminder that love is pure and eternal, but jealousy can turn it into something dark. Even today, people say that on full moon nights, if you walk near the old banyan tree, you might hear soft anklet sounds and a gentle voice whispering Raghav's name. But there's no fear in that sound, only the echo of an undying love that even death couldn't destroy. This story reminds us that the power of love is far stronger than hate or black magic. It teaches that jealousy only burns the heart of the one who feels it, and forgiveness is the only way to heal a wounded soul. Chandrika's journey from a living woman to a Bhootni, and then to a symbol of eternal love, is both haunting and beautiful, and that's the story of Bhootni Bani Sautan, a tale that blends fear with emotion, horror with romance, and magic with meaning. Sometimes the scariest stories aren't about ghosts that harm us, but about the emotions that haunt us from within. If you liked this story, make sure to share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more such magical and mysterious tales. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and remember, true love never dies, it only changes form. Until next time, stay curious and keep believing in the magic of love.